Episode 5, Fury from the Deeps. What have you done? Thane Borgrim's enraged voice echoed off the vibrating runes in the chamber, his elite guards leveling their axes, pinning the companions in the sudden, intense glare of their fury. Dust showered down as another tremor shook the mountain, this one stronger, accompanied by the unmistakable sound of cracking stone and distant, terrified screams from below. Kaelen raised his hands slowly, trying to project calm amidst the chaos. Thane Borgrim, this was not malice. Borin sought only to understand the light, the connection he feels. My Thane. Cave-ins reported in the deep levels. Levels 7 and 8. Collapsing. Miners trapped. They speak of stone and shadow moving in the dark. Another guard rushed in from a different corridor. Level 6 reports breaches. Creatures. Deep claws. Driven upwards. And something else. Something vast. The immediate crisis overshadowed Borgrim's anger, his expression shifting to the grim weight of command. He barked orders through speaking tubes, directing rescue efforts and defense postures, his gaze flicking between the unfolding disaster and the 5 outsiders trapped in its epicenter. He made a decision born of desperation. "Thrain speaks sense," Borgrim growled, his voice tight with reluctant necessity. "Your light," he jabbed a finger at Borin, "may have awakened this bane, but perhaps it can also be used against it. Your strength," nodding towards Grok, "and your skills," glancing at Kaelen and Elara, "may be needed." The orderly upper levels gave way to rougher-hewn tunnels, the air growing warmer, thick with dust and the acrid smell of fear. Panicked dwarves rushed past them, heading upwards, while grim-faced rescue teams hurried down. The tremors were more frequent here, the roars echoing louder, seeming to come from the very bones of the world. Elara's keen senses helped them navigate passages threatening collapse, while Grok's sheer power cleared rubble that blocked their path more than once. Lyra, seeing a tunnel roof groan ominously above a group of fleeing civilians, focused her will. Wounded miners lay nearby, tended by others, their faces pale with shock. "It came up from the deeps," one gasped, clutching a broken arm, like the mountain itself rose up. Stone and shadow, eyes like the forge heart. Suddenly, scrabbling sounds echoed from the darkness of the shaft, and several grotesque creatures like giant corrupted badgers with obsidian claws, deep claws twisted by shadow, scurried from the rubble, lunging at the dwarves. The platoon met them head-on, axes flashing. Grok waded in with a roar, his axe biting deep. Elara's arrows found vulnerable joints. The creature below was immense, ancient, and enraged. Captain Brock stared, momentarily stunned. "By the Forge Father's beard! The shaft is unstable," Kaelen yelled over the rising roar from below. "If it collapses further, we lose access to level 6 and any miners still down there. Lyra, Borin, can you shield the opening? Grok, Elara, with me and Brock's team, we need to reinforce the lip." Lyra, summoning her courage, focused her power, weaving a lattice of blue energy across the yawning hole, struggling to hold back the trembling rock. He didn't offer thanks, but simply gave a curt nod. Report back to the Thane. You did not hinder. From a dwarf like Grok, it was grudging respect. They ascended back to the Great Hall, the adrenaline fading, leaving bone-deep weariness. Thane Borgrim listened stoically to Brok's report. Runekeeper Thrain approached, holding a newly translated tablet. Thane, the runes confirm it. This creature, it is Khazak-Ur, an Earth Warden, one of the mountain's ancient elemental guardians. Such beings slumbered for millennia. It seems the Shadow God's growing influence has been corrupting its sleep, twisting its nature. The light, he nodded towards Borin, acted like a sudden dawn, startling it into destructive wakefulness. Stonehold was now caught between the insidious tendrils of Malkor's shadow and the raw fury of its own corrupted guardian. Borgrim surveyed the companions, his expression unreadable. Their actions had bought time, perhaps saved lives, but they were still outsiders, inextricably linked to the catastrophe now unfolding beneath his halls.
But the end of the world is yours to determine. No need to be serious.
Teaser for Episode 6. Quick cuts. Elara sneaking through a less-used tunnel, finding ancient Dwarven schematics. Lyra attempting to communicate with the mountain's energy. Borin and Thrain studying the runes for a weakness or a way to soothe Khazak-Ur. Grok helping reinforce defenses. Kaelen presenting a risky plan to Borgrim. A shadowy tendril snaking up from the depths, reaching towards the upper levels. Next time on Echoes of Eredor, a desperate search for answers begins. Can the Earth Warden be saved, or must it be destroyed? Alliances fray as the Shadow's reach extends, and a perilous gamble may be Stonehold's only hope. How will they face the Earth Warden? Click here to watch Episode 6 and subscribe to Echoes of Eredor.